Well, I do not have many accolades in my name, except this one. But the fact that this journey, my journey, was able to strike a chord with millions of people who had probably started giving up on their dreams and are now on their path to realize them, to them I want to say, thank you. Thank you for believing in me. Well, I'm equally excited because today I'm sharing this platform with one of those prominent personalities in my life, Dr. Kiran Bedi, who will be here very soon. And as a child, when I was growing up, my father had only two dreams. One, for me to be a part of some beauty pageant or win a beauty pageant like Sushmita Sen and dominate the world with kindness and love. Or to become a fierce IPS officer like Dr. Kiran Bedi and dominate the patriarchy. On 17th of December, 2022, when India won the Mrs. World crown after 21 years, my father texted me saying, "Today, you have given me everything that I ever wanted in this life. I can now die a happy man." I think I'm really happy that I was able to at least fulfill one of his dreams, if not becoming an IPS officer. What is more unbelievable for me to believe is that people think that I have contributed something noteworthy to this country's growth, that I have empowered a majority of women, that I have given them hope, that somehow through my journey, I have used my platform to make sure that my voice reaches a majority of women who are living in their own circumstances and try to bring them out from their shells. So hello everyone, I am Sargam Koushal, for those of you who don't know. I am a 32-year-old married woman. I was married to my soldier at sea 5 years ago. I do not have any kids, but I am a pet parent to a beautiful four-year-old dog called Heidi. I do not cook. I hate cooking, but I cook the best rajma chawal in the world. I fast every year for my husband on Karwa Chauth, but I do not believe in waiting endlessly at the dinner table for him. I am an Indian married woman from a very small town of Jammu and Kashmir who left her respectable job as a teacher to pursue a full-time career in modeling 5 years after she got married. I am what most Indian small-town people call satirically the Modern Bahu. And this slightly atypical, unconventional Modern Bahu is India's very own Mrs. World 2022. But what is it that got me here? I will not say that I have struggled a lot in terms of comfort and independence in my life. I live in a pretty comfortable home. I have understanding parents, a very progressive husband, friends who always had my back, and relatives who never poked their nose in my business. When everybody else's parents wanted their kids to become engineers and doctors, my parents said, "Why don't you try modeling?" And you'd think who would say no to such an opportunity, but I did, because I wasn't this person who is standing here today in front of you wearing this crown and sash. I was a very, very insecure person. I had major issues with my body. I was either too lean, too dark, too ugly. People always made fun of my haircut, my gummy smile, my wafer-thin arms and chicken legs. You know, the usual cigarette, matchstick, chopstick, all of those things. But you know what kept me going through all of these times was something that my family kind of secretly swore by, and they made sure that I did too, which was, दुनिया क्या सोचेगी, ये भी हम ही सोचेंगे, तो दुनिया क्या सोचेगी, right? It took me a while to incorporate these lines in my life, but I finally did. And that's probably one of the reasons why I'm infamously called the Modern Bahu. You know, the vamp. But that's okay. So today I'm not here to talk about my struggles or my life journey. I'm here to talk about those instances in my life that turned out to be my inflection point. By 24, I had finished my master's in English literature. I had started pursuing another bachelor's in English in education, and I wanted to start pursuing PhD in literature as well. But my mother wanted me to start earning, so that's why I took up a job as a teacher. And it was fine, nothing great. By 26, my parents thought it was finally time for me to get married. And I did not resist because I was getting to get married to the love of my life. So why would I say no? And I thought that, wow, that's a great opportunity, you know. So without giving it much thought, I left my job with literally nothing in my bank account and moved from Jammu to Visakhapatnam with my husband to start a brand new life, thinking that, I'll start working in 2-3 months again and I'll start earning. For 2 years, I did not work. I was a dependent on my husband for 2 years, and that's when it struck me that love is not enough. For 2 years, and I'm all okay with people who want to remain, who want to become homemakers and stay-at-home wives and stay-at-home mothers. It's all good for you, but not for me. This life wasn't something that I would choose for myself. And so I realized the importance, the value of money, and I also realized that I was not ready for marriage. I just got lucky in love, I believe. My husband is a very progressive man. We both love each other very much. But what if I wasn't this lucky? What if this man had turned out to be my worst nightmare? What if this man would have one fine day after a big fight told me to pack my bags and leave? What would I have done? I had nothing to my name. And that is what I want you all to understand. This is my unsolicited advice to you, that especially to the young girls, do not get married. Even if it is love, arranged, whatever it is, do not get married until and unless you can support yourself independently. Do not be a liability on your partner. Be an asset. Grow together, build together. Build an empire together. And God forbid, if things don't work out for you, at least you can start a brand new life without even flinching. And so I feel it is very important for parents of young girls, even boys, to make sure that their kids know the value of financial independence and financial literacy. It is very, very important. My life changed when I understood that. So 2 years later, I started working at one of the best schools in Visakhapatnam. I was earning well, I was saving well finally. But even though it wasn't my dream job, it was paying my bills. And here I would like to give you another piece of advice, which is, it is okay to wait for the right opportunity. It is okay to not know what your plan A is. It is okay to not know what your passion or your calling is. Till then, hold on to that plan B. For me, my plan B was teaching. Even if all of this doesn't work out tomorrow, I still have my teaching to go back to. I'm very confident in that. And as long as you are waiting for that right opportunity, as long as you're pursuing your passion, you have this plan B to sustain yourself, to bring food to your table, to help you keep sane. So do not take this plan B lightly. It is very important. Moving on, encouragement, I feel, is very important for success. But naysayers, you know what naysayers are, right? Naysayers, haters, these self-proclaimed critics, they help you to toughen up. They prepare you for the battles that only successful and strong people fight. The battle of ideologies. When I was 25, I got my first ever modeling assignment. It wasn't something very big. It was a small photo shoot that I did in Jammu and Kashmir. And the best part was I had these giant billboards everywhere in the city, and my parents were really proud, my friends were really proud, I was really proud. But there was this one elderly couple in the family. They called my parents up, and they said a few mean things to them. Then they called me up and said equally mean things to me. And among all of those things that they said, I remember just one thing, which was the word besharam. We didn't speak after that. Neither did my parents ever speak with them again. On another instance, I was told that the only reason that a Dalit girl who's just a school teacher would marry a Brahmin Navy officer is for money, status, and lifestyle. I stayed quiet again. In 2020, when I decided to finally give up my career as a teacher, my respectable job as a teacher, to pursue a full-time career in modeling and pageantry, it meant making my social media profiles public, posting pictures and photo shoots, and all of that jazz. And though there were women all across the internet who were being very supportive of me, texting me saying, you know, Sargam, you have made us believe that life doesn't have to be boring after marriage, and that following your dreams and passions isn't something that Bollywood made up. There was this one woman in particular. I knew her personally. That's what kind of hurts the most. And she said, and I quote, "You are a 30-something-year-old married woman who wears provocative clothes and posts her pictures on internet trying to entice men, trying to entice our husbands." Well, I didn't have much to say then. I wish I could. But you know what? And I would like to say it to the camera. The best revenge is massive success. And I think that was my answer to them. People have a way of demonizing beauty. They have a way of believing that beauty is either a threat or a shortcut to success. A beautiful woman is always seen as someone who is not smart or cannot have virtuous goals. Well, that was what people thought of me as well. So I thought, bus, that's it. You know, if beauty is what they hate, beauty is what they're going to get. They want to demonize it, I'm going to weaponize it. I am going to use my beauty, inner and outer, to make sure that I empower myself and every other woman that I meet along the way. And now, after I have embraced my true self, I feel that being besharam is such a flex. I do not care if people call me besharam. I am unapologetically myself, and that's a true flex. people who thought that I married my husband for money, fame, etc., etc. Now I can say that people do not know me as a naval officer's wife. They know me as Mrs. World. They know me as Bharat ki beti. And my husband, on the other hand, loves being addressed as Mrs. World's husband. So that's another flex for me. And after years and years of being insecure of how I looked, after years and years of wearing one layer of clothing over the other just so that people won't think that I'm lean, now when I have finally physically and mentally embraced myself, I do not care what age I am, how married I am or unmarried, it doesn't matter to me. I will wear whatever I want to, even at the expense of turning a few heads. I do not care anymore. So I think that was another inflection point for me. That was another turning point for me when I stopped caring. Now let's come to pageants, because people always have a lot of questions about pageants. One of the most important questions that a lot of people ask, and I'm sure that you will have that too, is that how do beauty pageants empower women? Well, first I would like to ask you all a question. Actually, a few questions. What is wrong with a woman? What is wrong with women trying to reinvent the feminine avatars away from the stereotypical sacrificing figures of mothers and wives? What is wrong with women trying to break away from the stereotypical compartmentalization of beauty and brain? What is wrong with women embracing their identities, embracing their true selves, and using their platform, using their popularity to empower and to impact? I can tell you for a fact that pageants require a lot of courage. They require you to step out of your comfort zone. It is not easy participating in a pageant. It requires impeccable leadership skills, impeccable communication skills. And so, I feel that after all of these years, all of this whole year participating and preparing for a pageant, I have now come to terms with the fact that beauty pageants do empower women. Nobody would have cared if a random woman like me was talking about physical and mental health on social media. No one would have given two hoots about it. But today, I have a voice to empower people thanks to pageantry. Today, I have fulfilled my father's lifelong dream of seeing me stand on this stage thanks to pageantry. Today, I have turned down every single finger and shut every single mouth. All of those fingers that were pointing at my direction, bullying and shaming me, thanks to pageantry. Today, I can stand here and look at myself and say, you are whatever you wanted to be in life, and I'm so damn proud of you, thanks to pageantry. Thank you very much.